sorry I let them wait. Shit up there like a Saturday. Listen to me how beats beat up like a battle.
Yo, what up, guys? This is your boy Kofi with KO Sports Talk, back at with another episode of KO Sports Talk Hangouts, man. And in today's episode, we are going to be talking about the Kliff Kingsbury hire for the Washington Commanders and how it affects the Chicago Bears #1 pick and their driving price for that #1 pick. But before we start the episode, I just want to introduce my co-host, Chuck Full Damage Miller. Chuck Full Damage, just introduce yourself to the crew.
What's up out there in KO Sports Talk land? I'm Chuck Full Damage Miller, Full Damage 1 Miller, and I'm the biggest Bears fan that you know. And welcome to KO Sports Talk, where we give you all things Bears.
That's right. That's right. And before we start this video, make sure to like and subscribe for my content, and make sure to hit that notification bell so you can get the latest and greatest updates in regards to Chicago Bears news and NFL updates. But as always, let's dive into this topic. So the Washington Commanders recently just made a hire for Kliff Kingsbury. And, there's been some reports, about him, this controversial report. I think Stephen A. Smith, he was kind of making a report about like how Kliff Kingsbury, he's always having all these relationships. The reason why he's gotten hired is because he has a relationship with all these quarterback coaches and all that. But at the same time, you also can't deny, some of the talents that he has developed, such as Patrick Mahomes, him working, with Kyler Murray and Arizona, helping to develop him, and certain stuff. And so, and also with Kliff Kingsbury, he's also worked with Caleb Williams during his his high school days, and a little bit, with his early college days. And so, Chuck, I just kind of wanted to get your input with this hire, and specifically, how does this affect the Chicago Bears trading up or trading down to see if they can get multiple draft picks?
Well, personally, I think it's a great hire by the Commanders. Actually, Kliff Kingsbury was one of the guys I had on the radar. I was hoping that the Bears got him as an offensive coordinator. I think he's very creative with his offensive play designs, and he knows how to design for mobile quarterbacks like a Justin Fields type. I think, to speak in terms of the relationships that he have, and I'm kind of putting the cart before the horse here a little bit. I think relationships are quintessential to, the success of any moves that a franchise is going to make. If a coaching staff is going to be successful, they have to have bonded relationships with the players that's playing for them, And so, I mean, I don't know what the angst is from Stephen A. Smith when it comes to that, but you don't have players who just play for a coach and they don't have a relationship with the coach. You kind of want that. You kind of need that. That's kind of what makes the whole thing tick and go. Yeah, that's what makes it click and go. So, I don't know what Stephen A. Smith's angst with that is, but I think it's a great hire to bring Kliff Kingsbury on, and having these relationships does foster the opportunity for Washington to be able to make these players that they're looking at comfortable and coming to Washington, and it makes the location of playing for the Washington Commanders, it makes it even more attractive when you got somebody.
I believe he's from there too, if I'm not mistaken. He's from Washington too, so it makes the transition very easier for him too.
Exactly, and it makes it more attractive for the players to want to come there. It makes it a more attractive location. So I think it's brilliant, in terms of them getting him as the hire. Personally, in terms of the Washington Commanders moving up to get Caleb Williams now, because he has a relationship with Caleb Williams. Kliff Kingsbury has a relationship with this guy. He's coached on the same staff with him, playing there at USC or what have you. I don't think that. I think that could be factored in, but I don't think that the Washington Commanders necessarily need to make a move to trade with the Chicago Bears to go from 2 to 1. Seeing that, the Bears, the way it's looking right now, the Bears are I don't believe that Chicago Bears are looking to draft a quarterback. And if we are, I just don't see it being at the number 1 slot, seeing that we can take this pick, trade down, and do other things with it. Now, the only reason I can see the Commanders even remotely entertaining the idea of bringing or moving up, I should say, in the draft from number 2 to number 1 in the trade with the Bears is just to ensure that nobody else takes Caleb Williams off the board if that's their guy. There's no guarantee just because Kliff Kingsbury comes there, people, that this is automatically going to be the guy that the Washington Commanders is going to target. People forget that they got Sam Howell over there, and this past year, Eric Bieniemy had that kid to throw for over 4,000 yards.
Yeah, he threw for over 4,000. That's crazy.
Right. Those are ridiculous numbers. And so I don't know that Washington just readily gets rid of Sam Howell and brings in a Caleb Williams. Because once again, the same conversation we have in Chicago, you're now resetting the clock on your quarterback position because now you're bringing in a rookie who's got to go through the growing pains of learning and all of that all over again. And regardless if Kliff Kingsbury and Caleb Williams has a relationship or not, that still it's still a different animal when you're a rookie coming into the NFL playing for the first time against the game speed and the players and the intricacies of defenses and stuff. So it's a learning curve that's going to have to be there. You're going to have to give Caleb Williams time to figure things out, even if he goes to Washington and it's based on the relationship that he has with Kliff Kingsbury. So I think it's a great hire for Washington. It puts a little more sexiness, if you will, on the idea of players coming to play there. Because Kliff Kingsbury, he's got history in this league. He did well with Kyler Murray over there with the Arizona Cardinals. So he's got some things to work with there. They got Washington now they're putting themselves in a pretty good position to be an attractive landing spot, not just for draft picks, but also for free agents. You hear a guy like Kliff Kingsbury's coming there. If you like his style of offense and the way he plays this open style, and he wants to run the ball and sling the ball down the field and all of that type of stuff, then yeah, I think it's a great hire overall, bro. But I don't think that's going to make the Bears. They're going to make the Washington Commanders necessarily go trade with the Bears for the number 1 pick.
And I agree. I mean, like Kliff Kingsbury, his offense is more of like an air raid offense, so it kind of caters to, Caleb Williams' strengths. I mean, specifically even coming from Lincoln Riley tree too, and like kind of like what his offense kind of runs similar to Lincoln Riley. I think that Caleb Williams, he kind of fits that offense, specifically as well, because like I said, he's also worked with Patrick Mahomes, and if you look kind of like their playing styles, I looked at them close. It's almost kind of similar, Caleb Williams is almost kind of similar to the way he plays. It's almost similar to Patrick Mahomes. So I think with this style of offense that Kliff Kingsbury is going to run, with him working with mobile quarterbacks, and specifically, with them throwing the ball deep downfield, because with his type of offense, he's really going to he throws like a lot of deep balls, deep shots. He takes big shots down the field. So, and that's kind of like what Caleb Williams does. So I think, with Caleb Williams, with him, if he does get drafted to the Washington Commanders, I think this is going to be kind of like an easier transition, almost kind of like with CJ Stroud. And people forget, with CJ Stroud, people totally forgot about him. They're saying like pick Bryce Young, because Bryce Young, of course, was the number 1 consensus.
Right, he's a generational talent.
He was a generational talent.
That's their phrase for everybody. Everybody.
And that's the thing. That's the thing I don't get with some Bears fans. A lot of people were saying, oh, like even last year, like I'm pretty sure you even remember this. We even did videos on this. Like a lot of people were saying, oh, we need to take Bryce Young because Justin Fields had so many questions going into year 3 or whatever. Like the same way they feel about, Caleb Williams, the same way they felt about Bryce Young last year. They're saying, oh, he's a generational talent. He has a good arm. He can read the field. He's very accurate, stuff like that. And also with Caleb Williams, they're saying, oh, he has a deep ball. He's very athletic. He can throw the ball. He can make these improvisational throws and all that. Something Justin Fields can't do. Saying the same damn thing. This is the same year that they were saying. Justin Fields
can't do that. Since
and,
when I look on film, bro, and I look at Caleb Williams, I see a phenomenal athlete. I see a guy who is great at keeping a play alive. It's very similar to Patrick Mahomes, who's got pinpoint accuracy down the field. He can throw the ball. He's got a cannon of an arm. He's got a lot of tools to work with. But I don't see anything any more spectacular out of him than I see from Justin Fields. Everything that I see Caleb Williams do, that I see that he can do, I see that Justin Fields does. So I don't know what's the upside for us resetting the QB clock in Chicago and going with Caleb Williams. Now, don't get me wrong. Caleb Williams is phenomenal. I don't think that Bryce Young is a bust at all. It's just taking him a little longer to come around because, you know, the situation that he was in with the lack of talent around him over there in Carolina.
And the offensive line was injured.
Well, I mean, you got to have receivers that can catch too. You got one dude that was getting open all year, and then when Adam Thielen, who was that dude, got hurt, there went the offense. That's the entire offense right there. But don't get me wrong, these guys, I believe, are going to be great players, but I just don't see where everybody is, you know, just head and shoulders above where Justin Fields is, and, you know, they're going to come in and they're just going to be the blueprint maker to reform the franchise and take him from the guttermost to the uttermost. You know what I mean? There are very few CJ Stroud situations that happen in the NFL. Those are anomalies. They don't happen all the time. You know, the last time I saw a CJ Stroud happen in a CJ Stroud situation happen in the NFL, I believe that was Ben Roethlisberger when he came in his rookie year with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Or
that
Andrew
year,
Luck.
they were like 14-2. But I'm talking about
they were 15-1, I believe. They went 15-1 that year, I think.
I don't know if they're 15-1. They were up there. They went to the playoffs. You know, they got the head crack. They didn't win the game or whatever but in the playoffs. But my point is, those types of situations, they don't happen too often, bro. They rarely come around. What's going on, fellas? I see you all out here.
What's up, guys? What's up, Brent? What's up, Real Street? What's up, Sierra? What's going on?
Okay, yeah. So yeah. I really think that, you know, maybe Bears fans need to pump our brakes a little bit and fall back and let's see what's happening here in Chicago. Let's see what's the next move Ryan Poles wants to make. So far, you know, he's got an A grade to me from last year's draft, bro. You know, when I looked at how quickly he turned this thing around and in terms of talent on the field, I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was great moves that he made. I love almost every single draft pick that he picked up in the draft, bro. Every one of them were impactful. Just about every player that he got in the draft was impactful in some kind of way to the team's success. You know, they were a part of it. They were important. You know, so yeah, that's kind of where I see things. What's your take on the Kliff Kingsbury hiring, Cole?
I thought that was quite surprising to me because I thought they were going to keep Eric Bieniemy. Because I don't know if Eric Bieniemy is still on the team anymore. Because I mean they hired Dan Snyder as their head coach, and then they got they got Kliff Kingsbury. I thought Eric Bieniemy was going to be the head coach. You know, they're going to promote him to be a head coach because I thought, you know, if you know you had Eric Bieniemy as your head coach and then you probably hired Kliff Kingsbury, man, can you imagine that specific duo? You know, I was just going to say, Coach, that the only way I could have seen Eric Bieniemy hanging around after they fired the guy that he was working for, Ron Rivera, only way I could have seen him hanging around is if they were going to promote him to head coach. That would have been the only sensible move for him, and the only sensible reason for him hanging around. But once Ron Rivera was gone, the handwriting was pretty much on the wall because generally when they fire a head coach, they generally want to do, you know, these owners. They generally want to have a fresh duel. A fresh start.
Yeah, they want it to be a fresh start, you know. They want to come away from the guys that are there. Not that Eric Bieniemy was a problem. He wasn't a problem at all in Washington, from what I could see. But it just makes sense if you want to bring a new head coach in there. You brought Dan Quinn in there. You bring Dan Quinn in now. You got to give Dan Quinn somebody that he can have a relationship with. Everything in the NFL when it comes to coaching, whether it's players or coaching staff, personnel, it's about relationships. It's more so about relationships than anything else. The X's and O's. Almost every single coach that is a coach knows the X's and O's in the NFL. If you're a coach and you don't know the X's and O's, you shouldn't be coaching in the NFL. So it's not, and X's and O's things is not just the only factor that goes into this, but it's more so about the relationships that these coaches can establish with the players and with the staff, and with the owners, and, with the GMs and what have you. You got to be able to establish relationships where you make people trust you in terms of working with them. Everybody's got to be able to work together. Everybody's got
exactly. That's what I was kind of alluding to. Just the fact that with us, a lot of Bears fans saying, "Oh, why didn't we hire John Harbaugh or Jim Harbaugh?" Even though I thought that would have been great, but us keeping Matt Eberflus, and us, specifically trading Fields. If we fired Eberflus, let's say if we hired Matt Eberflus, right? And if we hired Jim Harbaugh, oh, your face looks different. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Let me say my point.
Go ahead. Say your point.
So I'm just saying, continuity is very important in the NFL, because you already have these players who already like, Matt Eberflus, and you already have these players that already like Justin Fields. Now, let's say if we just traded Justin Fields and we did draft Caleb Williams, what's that's going to say about the locker room? Like, specifically, what's that's going to say about the locker room? And you don't even know what the locker room would be like, if we had Jim Harbaugh, So, continuity is definitely very important in the NFL.
Absolutely.
All right, now you can see it.
A couple of points here, Cole. I'm itching to get him out of here. One, and I'm going to go from the last to the first. I'm going to go backwards here. One, in terms of what this locker room would look like if the Bears traded with Justin Fields, it probably would end up topsy-turvy, bro. Because the majority of the free agents, matter of fact, almost every single free agent that came over here stated that when they signed with the Bears, and I'm talking about Tremaine Edmonds, I'm talking about TJ Edwards, I'm talking about what's his name, DeMarcus Walker, I'm talking about all these guys who have NFL experience that came over here to play with the Bears. The majority of them came over here and they said directly that Justin Fields was the reason that they wanted to come here and play with the Bears. To them, they see a special kid. They see a special talent in Justin Fields. And they wanted to be a part of whatever it was that the Bears were looking to grow with this kid. So that's one point I wanted to make. So yeah, this locker room will probably be topsy-turvy. It probably, we'll probably have free agents want to get the heck up out of town and what have you. Veterans that want to get the heck up out of town because the guy they came to play with is no longer here, and you got him starting over with this rookie. And what veteran do really wants to play with rookies? They don't really want to do that.
And think about it. If we drafted Caleb Williams, our expectations that we got to go to the playoffs. Like we may even have to temper our expectation because, I said,
those expectations go back in the basement, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Because you don't know with him. You don't know if he's going to develop fast. You don't know.
Right. If you get playoffs from a rookie, like with the CJ Stroud situation, if you get playoffs from a rookie, it's a bonus.
Rare.
It's a bonus, but it can't be expected. You can't expect a rookie.
You can't expect
to take you to the playoffs. Now, if he's good enough to take you there, that's great. It's a bonus for you, but you're not expecting a rookie to take you to the playoffs. Getting to the Matt Eberflus point, bro.
All right, Matt Eberflus point. Go ahead.
Let's just say this for the sake of argument. Kof, I think it's safe to say that all Matthew Eberflus is a pseudo head coach right now, bro. He is just here because the organization wants him here. He is part of the family. I don't have to keep rehashing the point of nepotism. I didn't say that until I'm blue in the face. And the reason why, he's part of the family, they want to keep him here. But that dude, even though he's very likable, don't get me wrong, people. The players love this guy. They like him. They love his energy. He's always positive with them and all that other good stuff. But this dude can't coach his way out of a wet paper bag. So right here, right now, I'm telling you, all this guy is a pseudo head coach, bro. He's just there for the look. He's a figurehead at this point. I personally believe Shane Waldron is the head coach of the Chicago Bears. That's who the head coach of the Chicago Bears is. This is the reason why when they brought Shane Waldron in, they allowed him to go get all of his own coaching staff. They didn't go help him with nothing. They let Shane Waldron do the picking of who he wanted on his offensive coordinating coaching staff. Now he's listed as the offensive coordinator. So anybody wants to argue with me and say he's not the head coach, he's the offensive coordinator, you're not gonna get a fight out of me. I'm telling you right now, you're not gonna get a fight out of me. Because that's what's on paper. It says OC, offensive coordinator, by his name. But I'm telling you what I know. That guy is the head coach of the Chicago Bears. He will be making the decisions with this offense and ultimately probably even assisting on some of the decisions with the defense. I love the hire of Eric Washington. I love
Eric Washington.
I think he's got a better reputation as a defensive coordinator than what most people realize because he's not a known name. So, you don't hear about this guy. You don't know about this guy. He's behind the scenes. You don't think this guy's anybody. You think he just pulled him like a rabbit out of their hat and brought him on board. That's not how that happens, people. This guy has a great reputation. But in terms of Matt Eberflus, he's only there as a figurehead, bro. He runs nothing. When they have to, and I know me and T.O., Real Street Sports Talk, we talked about this extensively, about Matt Eberflus and the defense, and how things turned around. And when he started making the play calls, and when Allen Williams, got released by the Bears, or he took a leave of absence, or whatever you want to call that was going on there, how the defense got progressively better. I talked about this ad nauseum. I tend to believe that the only thing that changed when Matt Eberflus took over making defensive calls is that he got out the way. He stopped trying to coach. He stopped trying to make the decisions, and he just I believe he put this team in a base zone defense, and he let them go. They ripped. And when they turned loose and he stopped trying to tell them what to do and just let them do what they do, these guys showed you they were phenomenal on that field, bro. They showed you that,
And with the acquisition of Montez Sweat, we were a top 5 defense.
We were over the last 5 to 7 weeks. We were probably the top defense in the NFL last year. Over the last 5 to 7 weeks, bro, of the season. Exactly. Yeah, we dominated. This defense.
We had like so many interceptions. I think we had 23, 24 interceptions.
Yeah. And we started the year off abysmal in interceptions, bro. We didn't have a lot to first. We
didn't have a lot of takeaways. We didn't. You're right. We didn't have a lot of takeaways.
So for us to be number 1 in the league at any point of the season defensively in takeaways was exceptional. That was an exceptional turn. What makes me believe that this dude can't coach is because I looked at what the Bears did in terms of making the adjustments to help this team get on the right track. What they did is they said they brought in a senior defensive analyst. What the heck is that? Who's ever heard of a senior defensive analyst that was brought in to coach anybody? What the heck is a senior defensive analyst? And Matt Eberflus, when he was asked at the press conference, when he first announced that this is what the Bears were doing, they asked, him, what is a senior defensive analyst going to do for you? Oh, he's going to look at game film and he's going to help me design the plays. He's going to help me to know what defenses to call. If he's helping you to know what defenses to call. I hate to break the news to you. He just became your defensive coordinator. He's coordinating.
Exactly. He's your defensive coordinator right there.
Absolutely. He just coordinated the defense for you. So what are you doing? You just standing there while he figure out life for you? That's all we doing? Okay. Yeah. I don't like Matt Eberflus still being here as our head coach, bro. I'm just not liking that. I know he's a pseudo and he's gonna be out the way, but still, you want this man in a creative position for him. Call him the vice president of football operations or something. You know, make something up.
I mean, yeah, he's already in the family already. So
right. Call him the McCaskey advisor or something. You know, the groundskeeper
to the McCaskey.
Right, go advise somebody else, but they'll get out the way, man. Just get out the way.
Yeah, but
you know, it's hard to get rid of somebody when the players like them. You know, so you know, this lends itself back to what I was saying earlier about relationships. They got a good relationship with him. They like this guy. I don't know why, you know, but they like him.
Yeah, but I also kind of want to talk about specifically the offensive coordinator side, the offensive side of the ball. You know, with us hiring specifically, you know, with us hiring Thomas Brown and Kerry Joseph, man, I think those are home run hires in my opinion, because I'm not too sure if you know too much about Thomas Brown, but Thomas Brown, he previously worked with the Los Angeles Rams from 2020 to 2022. So he started under the Sean McVay tree. He joined in February 12, 2020. He joined the Los Angeles Rams coaching staff as a running backs head coach, and he was given the additional title of assistant head coach of February 23rd, 2021. Of course, you know, with that offense, they won the Super Bowl against the Rams during that season, and he transitioned in 2022 from running backs coach to the team's tight end coach while retaining the assistant head coach title. Now, with that one, that speaks volumes, because Thomas Brown, he's very well respected around the NFL circle. Specifically, we know with Sean McVay, because Sean McVay, we all know he's one of the best head coaches in the league right now. But specifically to be given an assistant head coaching title, it just shows you what kind of leader he is. You know, the leadership that he exudes, that he oozes out. You know, getting a lot of the players to buy in, and then also bringing out the best in players too. You know, with him, and he was even considered with some head coaching jobs. That's how talented he is, how good he is, how good of a leader he is. And so for us to get him as a passing game coordinator, I think that definitely speaks volumes. And with us, you know, with the Shane Waldron hiring, you know, with his creative play calling, I think he's definitely going to help in that regard as well. So I kind of wanted to get your input, you know, for us hiring Thomas Brown as well.
Well, like you alluded to, Coach, I didn't know a heck of a lot about Thomas Brown, but I did do a little bit of research on him. I did find out that that there's a trend that I'm seeing with the Bears and the hiring of this coaching staff that they're putting together, the offensive coordinators, the wide receivers coaches, and quarterbacks coaches, and on down the line, everyone that they're bringing in. And the trend that I'm seeing, even with the offensive line coach, the trend that I'm seeing is that the Bears are really leaning heavily towards experience in terms of coaching this year. The last 2 years, last year, when the Bears first put this team together, this coaching staff together, they brought in a lot of inexperience in terms of the coaching levels that they put these coaches were promoted to. You bring in Matt Eberflus. He's done some defense coordinating, in the league for the Indianapolis Colts, but in terms of head coaching, he's inexperienced. He doesn't have any experience. You bring in Luke Getsy. He's a quarterbacks coach for the Green Bay Packers, been over there for years with Aaron Rodgers, but you promote him to an offensive coordinator. He's never done this before, so he's coming in with inexperience at that position. I can't tell you readily what experience Alan Williams ever had in terms of being a defense coordinator in the NFL. So I would, I would err on the side of saying that he brought a certain era aura of inexperience also with him. You bring in a lot of green coaches and nobody with actual coaching experience at the levels that they're coaching at. Now you're creating a situation where it's kind of good and bad. It's kind of a yin and yang type thing, because it's good in the respect that you got a young team, you got a young talent at quarterback, just a year removed at that time from his rookie year. So you got a situation where the team and the players and the coaches can grow together. So that's the plus of that. The downside of that is who's going to tell us where to go so we can grow, because everybody's green. Nobody knows what they're doing. Everybody's figuring it out on the fly. So that's the downside to that. So I think Ryan Poles has seen enough of the inexperience demonstration or experiment, so to speak, and he wanted to bring in experience. I think Shane Waldron and Thomas Brown and all these other guys, Corey Joseph and all these other guys that you're bringing in, Eric Washington for the defense, I think the level of experience that they bring is what a team like the Chicago Bears needs to help the players on the staff mature in terms of their game production on the field. I love the fact that Ryan Poles brings in these clean-cut, hard-working, hard-nosed guys who just love football. These guys are not about nightlife and getting on the town and and partying all night
or trying to be political,
Right? They not on some political venue or where they're trying to fight for the rights of children and dogs and blacks and whites and all of that.
Because that's what we've been dealing with a lot of these coaches. Like we've always hired like a lot of these yes men. Like I don't know if you know, but like that's what the Chicago Bears have always been hiring. All these yes men, political guys. They try to be so political about it. Like we don't need that. We need somebody that likes football. That knows the game of football, plays it.
No, we don't need somebody that likes football. We need somebody that loves football.
That loves football.
Matt Eberflus likes football.
We
need to be that loves football. We don't need no likes. No likes. Thumbs down on the likes. Thumbs up on the love. We need love.
Yeah, thumbs up on the like. Hit that like button, guys, specifically.
Right. So yeah, but I love the moves that Ryan Poles is making. He's setting this up so that if everything goes according to plan, and if this draft is stellar like last year's draft was for us, bro, it would be almost virtually impossible for Matt Eberflus to blow this up, to him to mess it up. The only way he can mess it up is thinking that he actually has some authority. I don't think he does.
No.
My Stephen A. Smith face, I don't think he does.
I don't think he has to say so. But yeah, and also, with like I said, also the Kerry Joseph hire too. This guy, he was a former quarterback. He specifically played with the Cincinnati Bengals for a period of time. He played with the Seattle Seahawks for 3 years. But he had a breakout year with the Saskatchewan Roughriders. He was CFL's most outstanding player of the year in 2007. He threw for over 4,000 yards, had 24 touchdowns, and led all quarterbacks in rushing with 737 yards and 90 attempts and 13 touchdowns. Now, Kerry Joseph, I think he could definitely relate to, kind of like, what Justin Fields does, because, the guy, like I said, he threw for over 4,000 yards and he rushed for over 700 yards. And, of course, he was –
correct me if I'm wrong, bro, but isn't he the guy that started off as a defensive player and then changed over when he got to the Canadian Football League to become a quarterback? Isn't this the guy that they were talking about?
Kerry Joseph? Yeah. He said he tried out as a slot back, yeah.
This guy, that's phenomenal.
He was a wide receiver, yeah. Oh, yeah, he played safety for 4 years, yeah.
Right, he played safety.
He played safety. Yup, that's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
So now you got a guy who not only has the offensive mind and the experience from the quarterback position to be able to help Justin Fields see better, read better, do better in terms of his passing and reading defenses and playmaking ability and what have you. But now you also got a guy who's been on the other side of the ball, and he can tell you from body language what a defender may be thinking. He can show you how to read that. That's beautiful, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. This is a
Mm-hmm.
guy that can help give you insight that other players, that the other coaches that's coaching that position may not be able to help you get.
And
You
let's
know what I
not
mean?
forget, he was also a quarterbacks coach for Geno Smith too, who helped him
Mm-hmm.
have that renaissance year in 2022 when he threw for over 4,000 yards. He also helped him too.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so I love this, bro. I love this. I love the. This is beautiful what the Chicago Bears are doing, bro, in terms of setting things up. If we can get Pseudo, that's gonna be his new name too, bro. Just for the record, not gonna
Pseudo.
be Eviluz anymore. We just gonna call him Coach Pseudo. This is Pseudo, y'all. That's his name, Coach Pseudo. so so so
Coach
if we can
Pseudo.
just get Pseudo, yeah, we can get Pseudo out the way and just sit on the sideline and just smiling and taking press conferences. I think we'd be cooking with something, bro. I really believe this, bro. I really believe this.
Mhm.
Go. What do you think is the biggest? How can I say this? What do you think would be the best move for the Bears to make with this pick, bro? Should we worry about getting 2 or 3 or 4 in the draft? Should we trade this pick? Should we go get Caleb Williams? Should we figure out a way to get Marvin Harrison Jr. in this mix? Do we need to go to Marvin Harrison Jr. way? I mean, what do you think, bro? What do you think would be the best move that the Bears should make? What do you foresee that we should do, bro?
I think the best move would be to just build this super team, like almost like the 49ers. I mean, whether we get Marvin
Like
Harrison
that.
Jr.,
I like that
whether
you
we
said that.
whether we get Marvin Harrison Jr. I mean, like we don't even have to get Marvin Harrison. I love. Don't get me wrong. I love Marvin Harrison Jr. I would
Phenomenal
love to
talent.
get
Mm-hmm.
phenomenal
Yeah.
talent. To me, he's a generational talent. But if we can accumulate a number of picks to build around Justin Fields, whether it be a wide receiver, whether we get that the offensive center from Oregon State. People even forget from Oregon State. What's his name? Jackson Powers
Jackson
Johnson.
Powers. Yeah.
Man,
Mm-hmm.
that kid is so nasty, bro. I mean,
Nasty in the
I
trenches,
watched.
bro.
I don't know if you watched the Senior Bowl, but I was watching some clips from the Senior Bowl, and that kid was literally like mauling defenders like it was nobody's business, pancaking like these defenders like it was nobody's
Oh
business. If we
yeah.
could get that kid, bro, oh my
That's
God,
my
I'll be
guy.
so happy. I'll be
I
so
want
happy.
that guy.
I want that kid. I want him, and that's what exudes Chicago Bears, that nastiness, that blue collar, that nastiness, that toughness that the Chicago Bears sorely miss. We haven't had that since Olin Kreutz was here. And so if we could have somebody with that type of nastiness and that type of grit, I'll be happy.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh yeah, bro.
but like I said, I want us to build a super team with the Chicago Bears. I want us to be like the 49ers that have been going to the NFC Championship year after year after year. I want us to be that team that's going to help us be perennial playoff contenders. And I trust Ryan Poles, for him to make that decision. Whatever decision that he makes, I'm going to trust Ryan Poles because so far he's made, he's made more great decisions than bad decisions, in my opinion. And like I said, he's very methodical. He doesn't what's the word I'm trying to say? He doesn't
He doesn't
sway to
rush.
people's opinions. He doesn't rush.
Yeah.
He doesn't
Yeah.
sway to people's opinions. He's not very moved by people's opinions. He's not very moved by the media. He's not very moved by Bears fans. Even though a lot of Bears fans, they were very passionate, they're saying, "Oh, we need to draft Caleb Williams." Well, what happened when we got Mr. Trubisky? What happened when we had Jay Cutler? All you pretty much ran all these quarterbacks out of town or whatever,
Yeah.
and now you're doing the
Nobody's
same thing.
ever good enough to play for the Bears.
No one's ever good enough to play for the Chicago Bears, and so like a lot of Bears fans, we need to temper our expectations. If we do draft Caleb Williams, if we do ever draft a rookie, you better temper your expectations and don't be expected to make the playoffs, because if you're saying if you say we draft Caleb Williams and you expect him to make the playoffs, don't tell you I didn't tell you so. Don't come to our podcast, me and Chuck's podcast, and tell you we didn't tell you so, because it's very rare for rookie quarterbacks, to take teams to the playoffs. CJ Stroud was the exception, but
Absolutely.
the really smart move to do is to build around this team, build around the quarterback, build around Justin Fields.
And if I'm totally honest with you, Cole, I don't think that Ryan Poles sees it any different, bro, than what you just explained. It's about building around Justin Fields. The energy that I got from the end of season press conference from Matt Eberflus, well, I should say Pseudo. Let me get his name
Pseudo.
right.
Coach
Pseudo, right? And Ryan Poles was that they were very pleased with what they saw from Justin Fields in terms of progression, bro. So I don't think that they're necessarily in the mindset of running to get another quarterback. That would be stupid. It just doesn't make any sense from a team building perspective, bro. From a team building standpoint, how does it make sense to go off of the guy that you already got, who's pretty much led your team to more wins each year that he's been there? Now, what's going on, Swift? I see you out there, my brother. Good to see you.
Yeah, I saw you at the Senior Bowl too, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, bro, that was pretty dope, bro. I love that. I love
interviewing all those players too.
Yeah, getting everybody to say bear down too. Bear down, baby. I love that, bro. But
yeah, exactly.
Here's what I'm going to say, Cole. I personally think the Bears, as much as I love Marvin Harrison Jr., bro, and I think he is the best talent far and away that's coming off of the draft board in this draft class. I know people can argue Caleb Williams all they want to. That's cute. I think he's the best talent far and away.
Right.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. You like that background, huh? You like that? Oh, yes, sir. There you go. There you go. Yeah. But for me, if I'm the Chicago Bears, with this bevy of talent that's coming out at the wide receiver position, and all of the available free agents,
that wide receiver is deep. It's deep. That wide receiver position is deep,
bro. We do not have to. If we are offered a huge haul once again for this number one pick, I think you gotta forego Marvin Harrison Jr. and go look down in this draft and go get a couple of fellas. There's this one fella. I think I saw Swifty interview him. What's his name?
Brandon Rice.
Malachi Corley. Go for it. You know, man, could you go pull up some highlights of Malachi Corley? This dude is a Deebo Samuel type of receiver. He can do it all, bro. He can run. He can catch. He can break tackles. He's
Malachi Corley, yeah.
Yeah, Malachi. If you can pull up just a slight highlight of him, bro.
Let me pull up Malachi Corley. I'm going to pull that up right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I would love for the Bears to take this home and just stockpile with all the receivers that's not named Marvin Harrison Jr. If we don't keep this pick, if we don't stay that high and go after him, I would say let him go to Arizona. Let's go get the rest of these guys. Malachi Corley is one of those dudes, and he's not the only one, bro. It's a ton of them that's out there. These guys are game changers, and if you got this type of talent on the other side of DJ Moore, whoo, sky's the limit in terms of what this offense can become. It's the limit, man. Sky's the limit.
Can you see it?
Yeah. Can you give us a little volume on it too, bro?
I don't want to do too much because copyright and
okay, go ahead, bro. Now look at this guy. This is a Deebo Samuel type of play. Look at that. Look at that. Wouldn't you love to have a receiver on this team that breaks tackles like that? Ironically, he's wearing number 11. Rest in peace, Darnell Mooney. But yeah, he's wearing number 11.
You know what I'm saying,
bro. Look at that,
Darnell Mooney. This
is nasty play, bro. This is nasty. This is what the Bears need. You need a guy along with a DJ Moore who is physical himself that can go across the middle and do all of these things. This guy's breaking tackles, man.
I think Luke Getsy probably would have loved him. You know
Man,
how
look
much
at
he loved
this
to run
guy.
screens.
No, we don't know. We don't care what Luke Getsy wants. He's not here anymore. He's going over there with the Raiders. Who cares? This is
exactly with the
look at
Raiders.
this guy, man. I want a guy that's nasty like this in the trenches. Why? Because not only is he physical and dominant and becomes a dominant player in an offense that will require defense to become physical with it, but this is a blue chip caliber player and traditionally fits the Chicago Bears style of offense, bro. This is what
you know who I also
right
like.
here.
You know who I also like. I like that kid from South Carolina, Xavier Legette. People are really
Legette is legit.
Yeah, he plays like he's big. You know, even though he's really 6'1", he plays like he's big. Like he plays like AJ Brown.
Look at this guy, bro. I mean,
oh my gosh,
who wants to keep tackling Justin Fields and this guy?
And you got DJ Moore too, who's also hard to tackle too.
Right. And Roshan Johnson and Cole Kmet. Who wants to keep hitting this, bro?
Exactly.
And I'm glad you mentioned the 49ers, that we need to stockpile a talent pool like the 49ers, because that's what brought this kid to my mind, bro. We need players like this that are similar to the physicality that we see the San Francisco 49ers offense can bring, bro. Nobody wants to keep seeing this. Look at that NFC Championship game against Detroit, bro. You saw the 49ers getting dominated in the first half of that game. The Detroit Lions were out cold against them. They did no wrong in the first half, bro. Everything they did was right. But in that third quarter, you saw the physicality and the dominance of that team literally take the game on its shoulders, take it over, and go out and snatch victory from the Detroit Lions. The Lions didn't know what else to do, bro. After that, they were stuck. That team was down 27-10. Was it 24-10 at halftime or whatever it was?
I think it was like 24-7 or something. They're up by 17.
Yeah, it was ridiculous, bro. They put up 27 unanswered points with that.
Yeah, they didn't score. They only scored like probably in the last maybe 2 minutes.
Right, but the last 2 minutes.
That really didn't count. Like,
yeah, bro. And that's kind of that's what you want to see, bro. That's what you want to see. You want to see
he's very explosive.
A team. You want to have a team out here that can physically wear a defense down, bro, and still score. You
puts
want
pressure
that
on the
kind of
defense.
Action.
Exactly, wear them out. Yup.
Yeah, you want that kind of action. And I believe a dude like Malachi Corley, he can be a Deebo Samuel for us, bro. This is what you want on this team. Look at this, bro. As much as the Bears love running all these screens this year, can you see him and DJ Moore doing this, bro?
That's what I'm saying,
this
man.
Is nasty, bro.
Him.
Here's a run play. Here's a run play. Come on, tackle him. Come on, and couple that with DJ Moore on the run play and Justin Fields. Who you bringing down? Who do you want to see? Who you want to hit first? Or should I say, who do you want to get hit by? Because all three of those guys, they'll hit you.
They'll hit you hard, bro. They're not going to hit you lightly. They're going to hit you hard.
And Cole Kmet's no slouch with hitting you either.
Oh, hell yeah.
So I think I think, and I appreciate you showing that, Go. That's good enough for me. But I think if we're going to make a move, bro, down in the draft, first off, they have to make it worth it. It's got to be such a haul that regardless if Marvin Harrison Jr. is sitting there for the taking for us or not, or Caleb Williams or whatever way Marion Post decides to go, it just laughable to stay there at this point. We just got to make the move. We got to make the move, So if we make that, if we get that haul, let it go. Let Marvin Harrison Jr. go. Generational talent, I know. I'm going to hear all of that. We've been hearing that for the last 2-3 years. Everybody's generational, blah, blah, blah. It's whatever. But if I can get a haul this deep with this much talent that can bring this level of physicality, man, the sky's the limit where this Chicago Bears team can go, regardless of who's at quarterback. Justin Fields, Caleb Williams, or whoever, bro.
I'm telling you, man.
These
receivers and tight ends, man, it's deep. This is deep, real deep. Like, is deep with positional, specifically on the offensive side, is deep, very deep
Hey,
with talent.
hey, Swift, maybe you can speak to this more intelligently. Was it Brock Bowers that forewent the Senior Bowl? He didn't show up for the Senior Bowl, bro. I know one of these players didn't show up for the Senior Bowl, and it was kind of a letdown. Everybody was not too pleased with this. You know, if you can chime in on that, Swift, I'd appreciate it, bro. But bro, I want players who want to play, who's hungry, who's physical, who's not shying away from the contact or not getting broke up every time they get contact. You know, who mentally are tough enough to play through injuries if they get some. You know, we need that. I love comments from players like DJ Moore when he talked about how he's like Wolverine, bro. He heals quickly with his animation.
Exactly.
You know, with his animation on the inside. Now, I found out a few things that I didn't like, you know, because, you know, DJ Moore, he goes on the, the St. Brown Brothers show, Equinemius and he goes on the show with them. He found out that DJ Moore doesn't really work out, bro. That's not a good look, bro. Not at this level of playing, bro.
You gotta work out,
You'll set yourself up to easily get hurt there. Okay, Swifty said, I don't think Bowers was ever supposed to.
Yeah, Cedric Van Pran didn't show up. Yeah, he didn't.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I knew one of these guys who was supposed to be there didn't show up. I thought it was Bowers. Thanks, Swift. I appreciate it, bro. Yeah. But yeah, man. Yeah, if the Bears get a haul, bro, we got to take it. I don't care what names are up there. I don't care what generational talent level they're at. We have a team to build, bro. We're still building a team. We are not done. We can't focus on one player. And get this, people. I liken Marvin Harrison Jr. to a T. Higgins type of receiver. You know, I put him on that level of talent. Bro, T. Higgins, if I'm not mistaken, free agent right now, bro.
Yeah,
this guy is without a contract. So, yeah. So, I think, you know, he definitely is available if we can't get Marvin Harrison Jr. My point is the sky's the limit for the Chicago Bears right now. So we don't have to put all our eggs in one basket. We don't have to just go run out the one talent. You know, we can go and get a number of other talents. Great point, Swifty, T. Higgins, Michael Pittman Jr., but they probably are both getting franchised. Okay, that's a great point. The only point that I'm making here, though, is we don't have to just put all our eggs in one basket for one guy. We ain't got to do that. We don't have to do that. Keep building, Ryan. General Manager of the Year. He gonna get it one of these days. I said that last year. I know, T.O., you gonna roast me for saying it again. But hey, bro, that dude there, he knows what he's doing. And the proof is in the pudding. He's cooking. Let the chef cook.
And he's trying to see which team is going to flinch, man. Like, which team is going to flinch? Which team is going to give up the most haul?
With the number one pick in the draft, it's going to have multiple teams flinching as it gets closer. It's going to have multiple teams flinching. Somebody's coming for it, bro. They got to have them. Let me drop this in here, Kobe. Then, you know,
go ahead.
Did you see the report that came out? You know that the Las Vegas Raiders hired Luke Getsy to be the offensive coordinator.
Luke. Yeah, I'm familiar with that. Yeah,
I personally, and I shared this with Swifty on Twitter, that I personally didn't think that was necessarily a bad hire when you look at where the Raiders' offense was last year. It was abysmal, bro. The offense was abysmal, and Luke Getsy is definitely an upgrade for their offense. Plus, I shared with Swifty that I really felt like he progressively got better as an offensive coordinator last year as the season progressed. He started off horrifically, but he progressively got better. Our offense got better. Our numbers went up, and we just look more. We look more succinct in terms of the offense. Here's why I bring him up, bro, and the hiring. I thought it was laughable when I'm reading on Twitter that one of the reasons why the Raiders went and hired Luke Getsy is because, and I quote, they thought Justin Fields was the problem with the offense in Chicago.
Yeah, I heard that. That's so dumb, bro. I heard that stupid ass comment too. I heard that.
That was hilarious.
Justin Fields was the problem. No.
And the only thing I can think to myself is, and you guys wonder why your offense didn't work out in Las Vegas. This is how you see an offense. You think Justin Fields, the guy who once they took the reins off of him, helped this offense explode. You think this guy was the problem in Chicago. Never mind these triple screen passes in a row in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game. Never mind bootlegging Justin Fields.
Throwing a naked bootleg to an open defender against the Denver Broncos.
30,000 times. If you watch that game, bro, he did that so much. I was praying to God Denver didn't get the chutzpah to figure out.
He ran so many screenplays against Green Bay.
Yeah, come on, bro.
Come on, man.
You got plays designed where receivers are running the exact same route in the exact same space, and Justin Fields is looking like, who do I throw the ball to? It's just ridiculous. And even with the offensive line scheme, you know, they're blocking. You got Kokomet on the outside of our rookie, Darnell Wright. You got Kokomet set up on the outside of him, and when it comes to blocking, when the ball is snapped, you have Kokomet to pull and go underneath Darnell Wright. Go behind this kid when he's got an edge rusher that's coming out wide. This is poor design, bro. You don't do that. If you got a guy that's got to block an edge rusher and this edge rusher is coming out wide, you need that space to be free on the edge. So
you need a max protect because
get in position, you know.
And you got to do max protection. I remember in one play against the Green Bay Packers, I'm not too sure if you remember, but remember when he had Trent Taylor blocking what's his name?
Rashard Gary.
Yeah, Rashawn Gary, bro.
Yeah.
Literally.
His name is Trent Taylor. Block Rashard Gary. Make it make sense. Trent Taylor's a little bitty guy too, man.
Dude is like 5'8", 170 pounds blocking. The dude is like 6'5", 6'6", 280 pounds.
That's not.
Who do you think is gonna win?
That's not a block. That's an accident waiting to happen, bro. If Rashard Gary goes,
just him running over.
You don't have to see that dude coming, and he could kill him, bro. You don't even have to see him coming, and he'll kill him. Just running through him, bro.
He just ushered them to Fields. Like, here, I'm an usher.
So not that I think it was a bad hire. I really don't think it was necessarily a bad hire, especially for the Raiders. But I think it's laughable that the Raiders are trying to stoke him up to the fan base by pointing that Justin Fields was the problem in Chicago. Hilarious, bro.
That's hilarious.
Just wanted to make that point. What'd you say here, Swift? I bet 5 teams bidding for that number 1 pick. At least, bro. At least 5, bro. At least 5. And guess what? I wouldn't be surprised if the Raiders are number 1 on that list.
I know the Broncos are doing that because the Broncos, of course, they want to get their quarterback. But they don't have enough draft picks, in my opinion, because most of their draft pick, they think they traded, if I'm not mistaken. Unless they give us one of those players.
The Broncos better build the entire team from the draft, bro. Because I'm going to tell you something. The rest of the veterans that's in this league, they saw what Sean Payton and that ownership staff did to Russell Wilson, bro. And none of them were too pleased. Nobody was pleased with what they saw. That was horrendous, the way they treated that man, bro.
It was terrible what they did to Russell Wilson. They did him dirty.
You did him extremely dirty. And with 2 games left in the season, that team in position to make the playoffs.
To make the damn playoffs? And you get rid of, you bench him?
This guy? Wow. And threatened him. Sean Payton actually went to this man and threatened him, told him that he was not going to play for the team anymore unless he was willing to accept a pay cut. Oh, no, bro. It's not how we play ball. Not in Black America, bro. I don't know what you do over there in the other faction.
Exactly.
You don't play that. You don't play without money, bro. That's crazy, bro.
That is crazy, man. You know, it's
crazy. Ron,
man.
Yeah, Ron, those are rumors. You're going to have more rumors in this world. And Ron said he heard rumors that the Fields might be traded to the Falcons or the Raiders, bro. I don't think Justin Fields wants to see any sight of Luke Getsy anymore. So it's out of the question going there. You see, Ryan Post has total control of this draft. Makes the Bears all season that much more exciting to watch. Absolutely, Philip. That's a great point, my brother. Great point. Ryan Post is a genius in my estimation. He's done this not 1 year, people, but twice, 2 years in a row.
Back to back.
This man, he's put this team in position to have the creme de la creme of drafts 2 years in a row by snagging the number 1 pick for these 2 years in a row. And guess what, people? Don't write it off that he might not be able to do it for a 3rd year. Because he's right back in the same position. There's going to be another team that's coming along that's hungry, and they might be willing to give up their next year number 1 pick to get this number 1. Just interesting how this works out. Yes, sir.
Of course. I know we're coming up with the 1 hour mark, but before we end this stream, who do you got for the Super Bowl, man?
Bro, I'm low-key, if I'm totally honest, I'm low-key a closet 49ers fan. I've always liked that team, bro. That is a great team over there. And I would love to see Deebo Samuel and George Kittle and,
George Kittle, Bears fan.
CMC and, all those guys. Brandon, I would love to see them dudes. Fred Warner and them. I would love to see those guys get a ring.
I would love them to get a ring.
Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs have proven to me that they are the Golden State Warriors of the NFL, bro. That's a dynasty, bro. You just don't write that team off. So for me, my heart says 49ers, but
yeah, me too.
My belief is that the Kansas City Chiefs will win 4 in 5 years, bro. This will be their 4th ring, bro. Or whatever. What's their count now? They're 4.
This will be his 3rd Super Bowl in 6 years?
No, 4 and 5 years. This will be his 4th Super Bowl visit in 5 years, bro.
Oh wow!
So this will be his 3rd ring, I guess. It'd be
3rd ring.
Yeah, it'd be a 3rd ring.
And they said that Mahomes, if he wins this ring, this would be he would have more rings than Tom Brady had. I think in his first 6 or 7.
Point, yeah, at
that point.
Still got a long way to go, but I could
still got a long way to go. Yeah,
I could definitely see with the way he plays him eclipsing
Tom Brady.
In the long run. Yeah. He got a ways to go though. The main thing for him is to stay healthy.
I just feel bad for his dad though, man. Like his dad's getting in trouble, man. Like, I don't know.
I see you out there, Ayo. I see you, Mills. I see you, bro. Yeah.
What's up, Micro Mike, man? What's up? What's good, my dude? Man, I watched your stream too, man. It really sucked. Your team, bro. Yeah. I know he was so happy, bro. But
the Lions got nothing to hang their head about, bro. That team did y'all proud this year.
That was a successful season, man.
Yes, sir.
Very successful
great
season, bro.
For the Lions. Yes, sir.
2 playoff wins, right? And first playoff win in since 1992? 32 years. That's
91 actually. Yeah, bro.
91, yeah.
Yeah.
33 years.
And that's also the last time they went to the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting. Yeah. All right, Coach. I got to get ready to get on out of here.
All right.
Appreciate you guys for tuning us in, man.
Anyway, guys, like I said, guys, thank you for tuning in. And like as always, like how we always do it. And KO Sports Talk, Chicago up.
Yes, sir.
They're down. All right, guys. Peace.
That's why I'm trying to make a better way. Whole new crib in a better place. Get my people out the hood. We'll see better days. Tell a fan sorry, y'all let them wait. Shit up there like a Saturday.